So, hi guys! How's everyone doing? Well,
that's an actual question.
Great,
Good,
great.
good.
Were we supposed to respond to you? Sorry.
I
fantastic.
mean, if you
We're
wanted
doing
to.
swell.
I'm sorry, it's my first time.
I've never been on the internet.
It's okay! I think this is like my third time streaming this. So, welcome everyone to our second stream of A Blade's Will, Coalition of Steel. I think first I'd like all of my players to introduce themselves, starting with Turk.
All right, hey everyone, I'm Turk, or Turk Extended on Twitch and Twitter. I will be playing Inazuma Muichiro, a taijutsu specialist focused in the Nintai branch, and a member of a cadet branch of the Inazuma family. Throw it over to Tyler.
Yeah, my name's Tyler. I'm playing Aburame Ichisu. He's a corrupt minds genjutsu specialist. Not a whole lot of backstory to really go over. Yeah, that's about it. I'm inactive on Twitter, but my @ is CommiePrick. So, about all I got.
Hell yeah. I think I'm next in the overlay. That's the way it works. I am playing Akamichi Anakita, a taijutsu specialist, and I am leaning heavy into calories are what make us great. Embrace your thickness. Share it with the world. I'll send it to Vermin.
Hey y'all, I'm Legendary Vermin, and today I am playing Tsubaki the Reaper, who is a shaman of sorts for the land of Earth.
That's never not gonna be sick. Man, that's really cool.
Yeah.
All of your characters are just okay. Great. So, all right. Well, so this is our session 2 campaign. Sorry, not campaign. One shot. We are going to be playing a Naruto supplement made by Kings Are Forever. Thanks for the 5e supplement. And if you guys were expecting any kind of Naruto canon, sorry, we kind of rewrote it with proper next generational, so don't worry about it. Third thing I'd like to say, apologies for butchering Japanese. Now, I'd like to take everyone in for a second. It's the year 455 after Shinobi. It's the end of April, and the four of you are at the border between wind and earth. Well, you guys are in the mountains, and you've been around or at least been plotting around with an Uzumaki for approximately a week now, searching. This Uzumaki finally turns to you four. Their name is Uzumaki Hanabi. They have big glasses, bright crimson hair, a bunch of scrolls just carrying around their back, and very much mad scientist vibe. So, you guys ready for this?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Great. Okay. Which one of you wants to be the leader? Is it you, Reaper, or how about the Aburame, or Inazuma, or how about you, the Akimichi?
Inazuma bow to no one, so I will of course take lead here.
Of course. Uzumaki Hanabi will slap something onto your wrist.
Yeah, I'll recoil, look at that. What have I been slapped with?
Yes. Our teams have been sent out to distract the wind patrols. You will have approximately 2 hours of in which all the Jonin and the Chunin and their samurai contingent will be out of the garrison. This is just a Fuinjutsu timer, so you know how long you have after we, pull out the distraction. So it'll tell you how long that you have. It also functions as a communicator, so we'll be able to contact you with it.
Good. Right. So
Would you
what are
like
we
a
looking for exactly?
recap of your mission?
Yes, please.
Of course. So, we need you to help our research and science division. As I'm sure you, Reaper, and you, Aburame, will recall from your last mission that you have gotten the coordinates of one of the Truthseeker libraries. It's been hidden somewhere in the Wind Garrison that is ahead of us. We need you to infiltrate, raid the garrison, and raid the library. Any sort of books and intel or supplies that you can carry. Especially the books. Especially the scrolls. We need those. Get those, and get out alive.
Alive. Got it. Alive seems easy.
Well, you don't all have to be alive at the end. It's just as long as we get the books. But we would prefer it if we did not lose any manpower.
It's
You
Inazuma.
can rest assured I will bring them back.
Of course, Reaper.
It's an Inazuma-led mission. There won't be any casualties on our side.
You are quite confident.
I'm
Yes,
in
yes.
Inazuma. It's
Yes.
earned.
I'm sure. Well then, get going.
Cool. I'm gonna head off in the direction that we've been pointed.
So, ahead of you by the group, approximately about 500 meters, is the opening of a mouth cave. This has been indicated to you as the opening for the garrison. This rests in between two mountains where a river flows between. So, but the entrance to the garrison is definitely through this cave.
I think Tsubaki is going to kind of bid the crow on her shoulder farewell. Her companion Circumstance will stay outside while she kind of stalks up to the... no, she doesn't stalk. She walks confidently up to the entrance.
All right, boss. What's the next step?
Simple. We enter the cave using stealth as far as we can, and then complete our objective.
Well, if you don't mind just like giving me a minute to just take a seat, I can use my chakra sense, see if I can snuff anything out.
Very
Just
well.
in
Yeah.
case.
Would you prefer to take point in this case?
No, not necessarily, but you just give me time and I'll get us through semi-safely.
I look at the wristband, and you have moments.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and use my chakra sense. It's gonna take me a minute, like 1 minute. And it shows me creatures that utilize chakra within a 1 mile radius in the direction that they're in.
Okay. So as far as you can tell, at least within the area of which you're sure the garrison is,
Mhm.
there are no living creatures. However, something pings at the far end of the, like, on the opposite direction, in the opposite direction that you came from. You can feel sort of like, I guess, the leftover crest of a shockwave of chakra from what you would assume is the distraction, as it were. Muichiro, you can feel the the seal on your wrist sort of heat up a bit as a voice crackles through. Hello, hello.
I assume this is our Uzumaki friend.
Yeah.
But a distraction has begun.
You got 2 minutes. We are going to be giving them a runaround, and well, we might have set off quite a few explosions. Ordnance. It was very pretty. Good luck.
Yeah, kind of seeing Ichizu's head turn around at that. Just, all right. So that was our distraction.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let's get a move on then.
While that was going on, I pulled a pastry out of my pocket and just ate a little bit while we waited.
All right. Tanikitiya and myself will take point. The two of you stay close. We'll need your sensory and medical expertise.
Absolutely.
All right. So, is able to see, or maybe not see. what's
Yes,
going
far right straight.
on? Got it. All right. So, you guys enter into what's clearly yes. How do I? Sorry, apologies. I need to give a. Well, I need to give somebody party vision. I am not sure how to give people party vision. Do. Give me 1 second while I fix things. Yeah. Alright. I need to give party vision to everyone. I'm sorry for the delay. Do.
Why do you decorate your face in that way?
Alright.
The painting is a tradition among my order. It is a respect that we show to the dead, that we take apart and reuse.
Fascinating.
Reuse.
She gestures at like the ties on her clothing, the the pouches and things, and as you look closely, you can see that they're made of like a variety of like leathers, guts, strings. The Earth Kingdom is not rich in the Earthlands are not rich in resources the way that other areas are. We make use of everything from everyone.
Seems efficient.
Tanikitiya, ensure my remains are sent back to my family if I should fall here, please.
I'll do that.
If I find myself as a belt adorning someone else's waist, I should not quite enjoy it.
I don't mind being reused.
That's gross. Why would that happen?
Some, where I come from, would consider it the highest honor.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind being reused.
And that is where the Aburame and Inazuma clans differ.
Generosity?
I'm just built different.
Indeed.
Sorry.
You have
I
nothing
didn't
to
mean
fear.
Any offense, but I said it was gross. Just not my particular aesthetic, I suppose.
We good on vision, boss? Alright. Come on. Tanikitiya, let's get up top.
Okay.
Alright. As you enter the Wind Garrison, you notice that the garrison itself, or at least the caves, have been lined with some, or at least it's definitely some kind of stone. Probably, and as you might be able to tell actually, Tsubaki, it was hollowed out through some kind of earth jutsu.
this space. It was man-made.
Makes sense.
Hmm.
So it stands to reason that we should be careful of any traps.
I
Indeed.
agree.
Well, if we're all agreed, let's be extra careful then.
If we're watching for traps, maybe I don't ever go in front. Just putting that out there for you all.
That's why I asked Ichizu to stay close. And sensory jutsus will hopefully give us an edge.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I think I kind of want to move up to between Tsubaki and how do you say it again? I'm sorry.
Muichiro?
Yeah.
Muichiro.
Yeah. Just if I could get like kind of in between and be able to just keep my spot there.
Mhm.
I think that's probably the best way to travel.
All right. Forward and rear
Oh.
guard position.
I'll take the rear. What? Do you want the rear, or do you want me to?
I
No,
trust
I
you.
think it,
No, please.
Oh,
I
I'll
was
be
gonna
in the
say, yeah, I think Tsubaki's spot is as close to as many of the friendly units as possible.
Yeah, I think this works.
You heard there. You heard her, Taniki. Take the rear. We trust you.
I'm on it, boss.
We'll head forward in this military column.
Go ahead and move your tokens then.
Okay.
You guys have freedom of movement.
You freak me out when you say things like that, but okay. Get to this corner because it seems like a good spot to poke my head around both sides. As I am seeing a large bridge.
Yeah.
The bridge is definitely. Actually, well, you all can hear it. It's the rushing sound of of a river. But this is the kind of river that just after the snow melts, so it's almost roaring past below the bridge.
Motion back, see if Ichisu detects anything trap-wise in regards to this next quarter we're coming up to.
Yeah, I don't, because it doesn't really specify how long I actually have it is the issue. I think I have to spend a minute doing it every time. And I don't think we quite have that time.
I think we do, no. Alright, fine. I'm gonna move slowly, keeping a lookout for traps and start moving down this direction.
I'm also actively watching behind us for anyone who could be coming up the rear. Just to be safe.
Why we love taunting. Always keeps me from getting reverse penetrated. That's bottom.
Can I hear anything like going on outside of the river?
As far as you can hear, no. There's I guess the normal chatter of regular insects, right? Cave critters that are crawling around, that you can sort of understand and
Yeah.
hear. But beyond the roaring rush of the river flowing past, nothing.
Okay. I think we just keep trekking forward.
Yeah, let's
Decent
just go.
pace.
We don't need to pay attention to things. This seems fine. Everything seems really good, guys. Oh, I need to catch up. There we go.
Okay, just taking a few steps forward towards the river. I want to move up to this corner. Because we didn't detect anything living,
Yeah.
so...
Hmm.
There looked like there was some sort of habitation kind of stuff on one of these offshoots. I don't know if it's something we want to take time to look at, but like,
And
Well, I
maybe
think-
there's snacks.
What? How about on the trek back? We might be able to hit it, but I feel like since we're
Yeah.
on such a strict time limit, because
Yeah.
we infiltrate, raid, and then raid supplies.
But what if there's a map? Clues back there. Or food.
Okay.
If you want, I can just go run down that hall real quick and look for myself.
No, you shouldn't go off on your own.
I'll go with you.
Good.
Okay.
Well,
we
right
can
here.
spend some quality time together, Inazuma.
Fantastic.
What's in here?
All right.
Please
So-
don't tell me it's like 20 people and I
20 dudes who are chilling out.
we're just hanging
18
out by
naked
a fire.
cowboys.
Yes.
So, as you walk into this portion of the cave, Tanikita and Ichizu, what you see, and maybe it makes you take a quick backstep, is first is the glint of sharp metal weapons.
Okay.
But on a second glance, they've all been strewn about as if they've been picked up rather hastily. Most of these are in their racks, of course, but there's definitely like a pile or two of just loose kunai, a couple of battered shuriken.
There any? No, never mind. Like I'm assuming there's like boxes and crates in here, correct?
Mhm.
Just go ahead and.
What's in this box?
Yeah.
The box that you're looking in is a standard crate. You imagine this is a kind of like a supply crate, just stacks and stacks and stacks of kunai.
Well, I don't need those. I don't know if anyone else does.
Is that him? No, I do not yell. Just kidding. I do not yell.
No, I wouldn't.
I
I do have a radio link. I don't know if anyone else does.
think I technically do as well. I'll just grab a couple just in case to pass out. I'll grab 4.
Yeah.
Just in
Seems
case.
fair.
Are you trying your radio link?
Yeah, if we could.
Okay. Your radio link, it kind of fuzzes a little bit before it feels like it kind of, you're not sure like how you know this, but it kind of gets redirected a bit. You, Muichiro, will feel your seal warm up a little bit again. And then you'll hear the very familiar voice of Uzumaki Hanabi go, "Yes, hello? Do you guys need anything?"
Oh, so it just works.
Yes. It's a very fun Fuinjutsu seal. It'll pick up all of our radio signals and redirect them into a relay, I guess, so long as you are close enough to the original seal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is just a weapons room, cache room. It looks like things have been picked up hastily, quickly. It's information, but other than that, I think we need to get going.
Of course. Yes.
I lean into the wristband that's on my companion in the room, and I just say, "There isn't anything to eat in here, just so you are aware."
That's unfortunate. This is a supply garrison, so there should be some somewhere. Yes. The Inazuma, who I put the seal on. If you hold your seal to a supply crate and push some chakra in, you should be able to temporarily store it.
Eat.
Right. I think we just go meet up back with the group here.
Yeah, as soon as you're available to rejoin the group, we'll be waiting.
Yeah.
We're having just the most thrilling conversation.
Yes. I'm sure you're having A splendid time. We are also having a very fun time distracting the Alliance of Heaven, as they call themselves. Yes, yes.
Ah, stupid name. Anyway.
All right, over and out then. Have fun!
Yeah, I'll try. Yeah, so just go back to the group, and I think we just keep moving forward. It sounds
Alright.
like they might need help.
Crossing the bridge one step at a time. Worry about traps, cause I wanna die. Oh.
Yeah, crossing the bridge.
Jim has not said anything, so we will continue on. Poke around both corners. I'm seeing some sleeping chambers and a eating area. We might have found some food.
Food? Hey.
Goodness.
Just because I'm getting a little itchy, I'm gonna go ahead and summon my illusionary weapon. And I'm just gonna pull out a large lightning bug thorax Odachi as a weapon. And I'm just gonna carry that around.
All right.
Does anyone need any kunai? I took some.
I don't think so.
Why don't you hold on to them for now? We might use them
Alright.
later.
Sounds good.
You guys want to take a trip to the kitchen? Or
Yes.
Why don't we split up?
okay,
Oh.
we'll do it again.
Johnny and myself will head south. The two of you head north.
Okay. We split in a different direction this time.
All right.
Daphne and me will check the bed.
Okay. Let's do it this way. So, Tanikita and
Muichi.
Ichizu. You guys come across what is very definitely the dining hall. The tables are covered in, well, unwashed plates. There's a few mugs of cold, definitely cold, tea. There's a pot still of stew still sizzling over the fire, but as far as you know, it's the kind that, or at least you know, Tanikita, that if you want to take a peek.
Yes. I went straight for the smell. Didn't use any of
It's-
my other senses, just smell.
It's the smell of warm, hearty soup made with some kind of mountain goat. But this is the kind of slow cooker stew that can stay on this fire for hours, just with just a bunch of spices. You know that that this is definitely something made for like put it on, forget about it, and it'll still taste amazing like the next day.
I pick up a spoon from a nearby table and also look for a hot pad.
I will like put the stirring spoon on top of the pot as Tanikita is getting close.
Mhm.
Like slam it down. You remember what happened last time we just randomly started going into a perfectly slow cooked meal, right?
No.
Right. I'm the only one who bears the scars around here. I would like to investigate this setup for traps.
Roll me whatever you think is good for.
Investigation. I'm thinking.
Sure, go for it.
It's
Okay.
lamb stew. Just let me eat it.
Give me a second.
Just
Natural 20.
salivating to the side. Oh my
Well,
gosh.
damn.
Or a
What do you
26.
actually with a 20? Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm not even gonna. Okay, so the stew definitely looks perfectly fine. As far as you can tell. The cups, the mugs, on the other hand, of tea, well, those probably have poison. at least you can see like on the lip, it's the kind of light poisoning that people use to, how do you say, adapt, like, slowly adapt to poison resistant. So
Microdosing.
yeah. It's microdosing.
Yeah.
Casual microdosing. Our
Yeah.
It's a little microbrewery of
This place is fucked. So glad I'm not on this side. The hell?
Yeah. In that case, I will then take the stirring spoon and use it to lift up the top of the pot to allow my friend to get it the prize. Just don't have any of the tea. They're attempting to increase their resistance to poisons here.
I'm
I'll-
looking around for a hot pad in order to lift this stew off the fire and just walk with it like a picnic basket.
Okay. Well,
I'm real strong. I can carry stew.
as you search, under the tables, there's a bunch of, like, I guess just, random pots, cutlery, whatever. You pretty easily find one of those, like, hot pans to pick up your, to pour
Yes.
your stew in and just, steal their food.
I take it and I follow behind my best buddy, and we just go to rejoin our companions in the other room.
All right.
I also stole 4 spoons that are in my jacket pocket right here, just in case anyone else gets hungry.
All right. Tsubaki and Ichizu, what were you doing while Muichiro and Tanikita were investigating the kitchen dining room?
I would like to look for some bugs.
Sure.
Just like any bugs in the area.
Okay. Yeah. There's a. You can definitely like hear the sound of a couple of cockroaches in the kitchen area, as it were. But interestingly enough, there's a couple of fireflies. There's a couple of other kind of bugs. Definitely, there's a few water striders who have somehow managed to make their way on the river, despite it like probably gonna crush a couple of them. But yeah, there's definitely bugs in the room.
Yeah. I'm gonna call the fireflies over with insect speak.
Okay.
And just friendly greet, just oh hello, and I was wondering if I could get just a little bit of information about the area from the bugs. Just
Thanks.
I do.
They greet you in their own sort of manner, just lighting up in kind of, I guess, like in delight.
Well, friendly enough. I'm gonna actually just pull down the wrapping on my neck and just let a couple out,
Okay.
just so they can introduce them. But I would like to ask them if there was anything strange going on in here. What's I just want to see if I can get a rundown from the fireflies.
Okay. You said strange, right?
Strange. Yes.
Okay. All right. I gotcha. The fireflies don't quite understand what you mean by strange, but they sort of get like a vague impression. What they do tell you, though, is a long time ago, right? And this is several generations. But fireflies only live for a day. We're talking like thousands upon thousands of generations. But they remember that there was an area that they could go to that was below ground. They're not sure how exactly. They knew the entrance, at least, was definitely in this room. But no one, or at least no humans, have gone down in a while. And by a while, they mean like at least a couple hundred generations.
Thank God for the oral history of fireflies.
I love lore dumping fireflies. My favorite.
There's this whole movie about the graveyard of the fireflies.
Yeah,
Oh no.
Kinda fucked up.
Too sad.
kind of fucked up, bud.
Hi, my name's Turk. I do fucked up shit.
Those are my bugs.
Well, the U.S. property says Revenue Bomb is theirs, so.
I will stick you in an insect jar.
Ooh, you promise?
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Is there anything
Later.
else you'd like? Please continue.
I think Tsubaki has probably been looking around the room, but as soon as Ichisu communicates that to her, she'll be looking for some kind of switch or hidden passage out.
Also checking under the beds.
Yeah.
Roll me. Actually, no. Roll me whatever you think is appropriate for.
Would you take insight here?
I will take insight.
Cool.
27.
27.
That's pretty good. So, and from your understanding, this is a Wind garrison that, at the very least, as far as you can tell, right, has been around for a while. The actual garrison itself might not have been. It's probably only been around for maybe like 20 years, but the cave itself definitely looks like it's been around for a very, very long time. But something that you noted, or at least when, I guess when Ichizu mentioned what the Firefly said, is that there hasn't been any recent movement. By recent, I mean like at least a couple years, you expect. So that means the at least the ninja of the Wind garrison weren't able to, didn't know, or at least you're fairly certain they don't know anything about any kind of mechanism. And the fact that this is a sleeping area tells you that if they've tripped, like if this was any kind of like hidden mechanism that could be easily tripped over, the Wind garrison probably would have found it a while ago. So, as far as you can tell, there's probably some kind of chakra mechanism incorporated in it.
Okay.
So, would that be checkable with like a ninja check?
I'll take a chakra control check.
Okay.
If you guys want to share that with each other.
Not great.
I can do one too. Six?
Oof.
Hey.
Also not great. It's an 11 and an 8.
You guys ping your chakra, and it doesn't really go out very far because you're just doing like an initial, like, into the ground maybe, and yeah, nothing.
Could I nature check to see if there's anything in the room that's been shifted or changed? See if I could recognize anything that might be fallen or anything like that?
Sure, you could try.
So that's about all I got going for me.
In lieu of rolling, the other thing I would do is just like wait, keep checking, and take 10 to get it up to a 16.
A 16. Okay. With a 16, it's not really. I'll say this. How are you doing your chakra check? Let me ask.
So I don't have elemental chakra, so I think she's just kind of. We're finding out how little I know about Naruto. I think she's just kind of using it like a flashlight. So there's this like dark chakra kind of coming out in a like a diffuse beam from her hand. and she's kind of echolocating with it.
Okay. All right. With that, one thing that you notice, Tsubaki, is that so normally when you do an echolocation, right? There's a at least for like walls, right? There's a certain kind of feel to it, right? But you can usually go through, right? Walls to, or at least rock walls, naturally formed rock walls to, and even like jutsu formed not rock walls. But below you, you feel what is definitely a stairwell, but like beyond the stairwell, everything's blocked, right? Like it sort of like bounces around, and it's almost as if like there's something blocking chakra from going beyond a certain point. Like almost like a floor, like something has been put in place. And this is probably something that you notice across the. If you've pushed hard enough, you could probably notice that there's actually like a whole floor of this chakra repelling material.
Okay.
Chakra repelling.
Yeah, is it sealing it, or is it like... It's not just like the echo that I'm getting back, it's like something more than that, like wicking my chakra off of it almost.
Yeah, like it's like bouncing. It's just like bouncing off instead of like I guess like instead of like the impression that you normally get from I guess a chakra echolocation, it's more of like it's almost like a mirror, smooth.
Okay.
It definitely does not feel natural. If that makes any sense.
There's some sort of vault underneath us, and I can feel a staircase. Can you ping where the staircase is?
The staircase is actually right about here.
Okay.
My initial idea was to turn my illusionary weapon into a shovel.
Okay.
And just dig, but that's a bad idea because that's chakra. So, I guess I don't know what a chakra cutter does. I'm gonna be honest. Because I have one, I just don't know what it does.
That is a good question.
And I
For when
cannot
you're
find it in the
making-
book.
It's for when you're making chakra soup, and
Yeah.
the chakra that you have is in too big of chunks.
You gotta cut your chakra onions.
Yeah. You gotta saute them real nice too.
Yeah.
I could also, just try to stomp really hard to get through the ground.
Yeah, that's also true. But what if you get, like, caught in the seal?
That would suck.
Then I'd rescue.
Yeah, but, like, what if we can avoid the need for rescuing? You know?
Very well. Continue on, but we do have a time limit here, so checking the watch again.
You
I'm
guys
just
have.
gonna slowly start to prepare empty crash. Not using it, but that is what I am planning on doing, should we need it.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna send it, and I'm gonna pull out my chakra cutter and just kind of shove it down in that spot.
Interesting. You're just gonna shove it in.
Well, like, I'm gonna, like, do a digging motion.
Okay. Okay. I need you to roll me a d20 for luck. A 6. All right.
Save me! Rescue me!
All right. You dig and you can kind of feel something ping a little bit, but nada. Nothing happens.
Interesting. All right. I mean, what do we do? Just try and punch through. That's about all I got left.
Tsubaki will absolutely let the strong people try and punch through. She's gonna just like wander between rooms, if doing that same scan, feeling for something that might have like a knot of chakra in it that we could manipulate.
Tsubaki, will you roll me another either another chakra control check? You're running your hands along the walls, right?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me another chakra control check then.
Yep. I'm just a slow typist. That's a 15. It's not as good as my taking 10.
Better than my 6.
Still better. You catch your hand against something. It feels like a small little hollow. It's not the same kind of. It definitely does not match up anything towards well, what you've noticed beforehand, right? Like the chakra repelling wall, but it seems almost more like a hastily hidden alcove. You would have missed it if you hadn't actually been paying attention. But your hand catches on a ledge and it opens something, and out drops a scroll.
Oh,
I open the scroll.
okay.
Okay.
Uh,
It's written in a shaky hand, and it's definitely been it's faded with age, but the words are still clear. There's no date or anything. It looks like it's been rubbed out over time, but it's from. You're not sure who it is, but they wrote, "I was brought here by the Truthseekers a moon ago. They wanted my accounts for their own historical records. Now, I couldn't see anything. They covered my eyes, but still, I could still hear, and I may have been a civilian, and they probably underestimated me. It sounded like they almost carved a pattern on the ground. After that, I heard a mechanism? A door sliding open. And wind. Felt the wind. I was so certain I was in the cave, but... Anyway, I leave this here. Maybe someone will find this place.
There's a pattern that we have to trace onto the floor, and we also may need to manipulate wind chakra.
That's I don't think I can do that.
I am incapable of using elemental chakra.
Yeah, and I'm quite the opposite of wind, so
What chakra type are you?
lightning.
Hey, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys still looking at the scroll?
Yeah, can I history check it to see how old it is and if I recognize anything that it's mentioning?
Sure. But how closely are you looking at the scroll?
I mean, I imagine Tsubaki's still holding it, correct? So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of peek over.
Got it. Go ahead and roll me that history check, but are your fireflies still out?
Yes.
Okay. Your fireflies can detect some kind of chakra emitting from the... It's faint. Very faint.
Interesting.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, this scroll looks about a century old.
A century old. Okay. And like nothing on the scroll, like as far as the words go, like necessarily like stick out or would like ring a bell, other than like the directions on it.
Yes. The only thing you can, but as you're thinking about this, the other fireflies come by. They float around. They are very inquisitive. They were definitely listening as you were speaking. They're like, the pattern. Yes, the pattern. And they start drawing an arc into the air.
Okay. So I'm assuming we have to copy that.
It's like, it's an arc with a bit of a flare at the end. Almost like a feather.
Okay. So just in the area where I guess the spot that she found that was weak, just start drawing the symbol over it, I guess, replicating it as well as I can.
Are you using chakra or no?
No, I'm just gonna use like my foot.
Okay. So are you drawing this on the ground, or are you drawing this? You're drawing this in the air.
I'm drawing it on the ground.
Okay. Roll me a d20, please.
All right.
Well, your foot catches on something. But it looks like it's just an uneven patch of ground.
Sick. Okay.
Tsubaki is going to say, do it again with chakra. If it were something that we could just have touched, could have accidentally activated it.
Then yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and disperse my illusionary weapon and then recreate one that just looks like a shovel. And just start digging with that, like doing the shape with that.
Okay. Yeah. It takes you a few tries. You kind of like you point, I guess you poke your shovel in a few spots, trying to find, I guess, sort of like a catch or something. And then you finally like hit a spot that kind of jams a little bit, and then draw across in a sort of like the pattern. And at first you think it's not gonna work, right? There's no way.
Mhm.
But and you got really lucky, man. But with a groan and a thin shimmer of very thin chakra, like this is infinitesimal. I'm sure if you guys weren't staring at the ground, you wouldn't have noticed it. It's just definitely not something that any of you with your current like levels of chakra control would have been able to perceive. But like a very thin, subtle pattern just starts glowing on the ground, and it the ground shifts away. A staircase appears.
Well, I think we found the way down.
I fold my arms, disappointed that I don't get to smash through the floor.
Easy
You'll get your chance. Maybe we'll find like a non-load bearing wall.
Yeah. Or maybe a load-bearing wall.
Yeah, that might be fun too.
Don't destroy a load-bearing wall.
Hey, you never know. It could come
do
in
what
handy.
we want. Let's move, team.
All right. And I think that is a great time for us to take a break. You guys have found entrance to the library, probably.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Toes
And you-
crossed.
Yeah.
We were
and you
supposed to
still
go to the library next door. Oh no.
Oh shit! It's the wrong library.
But the public library. God damn it.
You guys have probably, maybe, or maybe not, well, an hour or so to, just about, about an hour to get there. Let me. Yeah. Foxy, it's probably a good time to cut to break, please.
Help.
guys! Hello! Welcome back and thanks for joining us for our session 2 of Blade's Will, Coalition of Steel. Our team of shinobi have just found and made their way down into the library of the Truthseekers. See what they find. So, the four of you descend the stairwell. It's surprisingly modern in construction, actually. And when you reach the bottom, you guys find yourself in what it seems likely be some kind of cafeteria area. As far as you can tell, there's tables, chairs that have been broken down. It looks like a couple of them are rotting in places. Cups, mugs. They definitely look like they've been, I guess you could say, left in a hurry, actually.
These don't look recent, though, right?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say. This was broken up in a hurry a while ago.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Whatever these people did down here clearly didn't end well. So, let's get a move on.
Actually, Muichiro, if you would like, you can roll me a history check, since this is relevant for you.
Okay, history. I am great at history. They made me learn history. 13.
Okay. So as far as you know, and this is pretty common knowledge, the Truthseekers were mostly all wiped out. You hear a couple, like maybe one or two names crop up of a Truthseeker every once in a while, but they were definitely killed. And as far as you know, whispers around I guess you could say the main branch of the Inazuma clan, it definitely sounded like the Inazuma had something to do, had at least a part to play in it.
All the more reason to shuffle this group very quickly along.
Can you remind me, we had talked about this off screen at one point, but the Reapers, are they connected to the Truthseekers at all?
A very, very long time ago.
Okay.
The Reapers, and here's a little bit of a dump. As far as you can remember, right? And in fact, actually, also roll me a history check, because this will tell you how much you specifically know.
Okay. Whoa.
24.
24.
Okay. Damn. Okay. Cool. So Tsubaki,
She's a scholar.
you. I'm not sure how much of the books you've read, or at least of the tenets you've, learned, but you remember quite a bit. And the Reapers, or at least their clan of nomadic people, several centuries back, we're talking a couple centuries, were originally part of the Truthseekers, as it were, or at least a sect of the Truthseekers who had disagreed with something that the main branch of the Truthseekers had done. And you know this specifically as since you rolled so well, that the Truthseekers had decided against. So they had a non-interference policy, and they decided to violate that policy. And your Reaper group, as a group that is, spiritual, dedicated towards the medical arts, had decided that they didn't want to be a part of it. So they left.
Okay.
Again, just while everyone's looking around, I'm gonna spend another minute doing my chakra sense.
Okay. Besides the chakra of what remains of bugs and little small critters. You got nothing.
Okay.
This has definitely been abandoned. There's no one living in here. In fact, actually, as you notice, normally your chakra sense lets you sense things for a mile, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can only sense this area, as it were, like that, as if the about 200 feet. But like you can feel only this cavern. Everything else is you can't expand your senses further.
Like I'm in a
out than that.
bubble.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go to Muichiro and I'm gonna relay just that to him. Just walk over and because I can't get anything outside of this room with my chakra sense. It's something's blocking it. It's just in this room. I can't get anything outside.
I'm gonna.
There's some sort of material above us. I sensed it as well when I was probing the area.
I'm gonna check our wristband really quick.
Mhm.
Just test.
Does
Oh,
it do it with
hello?
mine?
Your radio crackles a little bit. You're actually, interestingly enough, your radio, while it's definitely got a lot of interference in it, it still kind of works.
Okay.
It definitely a lot better than the very fuzzy noise coming out of, well, Muichiro's seal. Hello? Hello?
We're catching
Okay.
some interference. Just be aware.
Yes, we can hear you. You have. You have.
I think that's about all we're gonna get.
All right. Well, worth a shot. Confirms your theory, at least. Good work. All right. Enough sightseeing. Still have our time limit.
And your timer, at least the Fuinjutsu seal, still ticking down. You think that whatever is interfering with your signal isn't at least interfering with the time portion of your seal.
Now, is there any like noise in the area other than just like random like rock sounds?
Would you mind rolling something for me?
You just want perception on that?
Sure.
Jesus. Okay.
What you can hear is the rushing roar of, well, water. It's above. There's two parts to it. Above you, there's definitely the muted sound of the river flowing off to the side. There's somewhere over here, right? But you can also hear the sound of waves as well, crashing against each other, coming from over here.
Okay.
If anybody else wants to roll perception.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if I could jump in there. Though I'm not much better at it.
I will also try to listen to my heart.
Muichiro, you hear the same thing.
Good. Well, at least we're
The 10.
consistent.
Excellent.
Yeah, corn dog. I think not corn dog. Sorry. Tanikita, you can basically hear like the muted sounds of the river. That's
Hear my stomach growling.
Ooh. Tsubaki with a 19. Above the sound of the rushing river, you hear down here it's faint, but like jerky, rusty whir of some kind of gears. And this shift, soft slide of fabric.
Tsubaki will leg over towards that rusty sound.
Alright. Go ahead and move, I guess.
What on earth are those?
Oh,
Where are you going?
oh,
I
okay.
heard something.
So, as you walk into this open space, you are greeted with the sight. In fact, you, Tsubaki, are greeted first with the incredibly lifelike. Well, it looks like a person, actually, a civilian.
And as soon as she sees like a humanoid shape, they're gonna turn to the wall where there's the darkest shadow and pull like the spear of darkness out of it.
Okay. But on second glance, you can see cracks of paint, and on this, I guess the most appropriate term would be doll's face. And the further you walk in, the more you can see shuffling automata, dolls, people in, I guess, what passed for olden times civilian wear. And the cloths on some of these are starting to rot away. Some of them are looking a little, maybe a little bit waterlogged. Some of them have missing parts of their limbs, but they're still shuffling about. Would you like to roll an insight or something?
Yeah, I would love to roll an insight check. What the devil?
15. Okay. You're a Reaper. You've definitely done your bit of people watching, especially as a medic. And it almost looks like sort of like that the automata are moving in groups, kind of like as if it was simulating a courtyard. Or like a village square. You can see people moving in groups together. There's even as like a flicker of, and you almost didn't notice it, but like a flicker of steel as a samurai, well, or at least what looks like to be an automata of a samurai, makes a plunk, plunk, slow patrol. Its sightless gaze whirring, and then plunk, 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 goes back to making its rounds around the square.
Um,
So are we done with the sideshow, or can we move on?
There's a passageway beyond. I'll take a look down there. They don't seem to be reacting to us. You perhaps go check the other side.
I would be careful with anything you do chakra-wise, maybe.
Are you guys gonna walk through the automata?
You guys is a very general term for something that Tsubaki is going to do.
I'll stay
Okay.
near Tsubaki just in case.
Okay.
I can clear distance, so I'll hang out.
All right.
Okay.
You guys gonna do anything special? Or are you just gonna walk right through?
They're creepy, but they don't seem to be posing a danger to me right now. So I'll just kind of like calmly walk through.
Okay.
I am currently freaked the fuck out, so I am going to sweatily walk through, getting ready if anything becomes hostile towards us.
I'm
To
gonna
become a spiked human boulder.
stay stealthed in an attempt to move through along the walls here and just serve as little of the patterns I can observe as possible.
You're
Yeah.
I don't know her.
yeah.
I'm just gonna use my fade into darkness and just try to hide as well as I can up against the wall or a corner.
Okay. So Ichizu and Muichiro, you guys are using chakra abilities, right? Or
No,
just
I'm just using stealth.
stealth. Okay. Could you roll those for me, please?
Yeah.
Sure thing. Hey,
Oh.
Hey.
Hey.
22. Okay. So the two of you make your way through, and for a second, one of the samurai automata just freeze, and they stare right at you. But
I'm gonna freeze.
after not moving for a bit, they stop and turn back and continue on their patrol.
Good.
As for the two of you, I would like the two of you to roll me some luck, please. So please just roll me a d20. Both of you. Oof.
Excuse me,
That's a
Vermin.
one.
What have you done?
Oof. All right. So, Tanikita, you walk through nervously, but you follow a group of automata as they pass by, and you keep with them, and nothing happens. Tsubaki, well, you walk through, but as soon as you don't even go near a group of the automata, immediately two of the samurai turn and then throw something at you, and it splats against your chest. You're covered in red paint.
Did you just get carried?
Just got carried.
Oh, by the way, also take 2 damage.
2 damage. All right. No. There we go. Tsubaki kind of looks down at it and flicks the majority on her hands off, and keeps moving towards the alcove.
A third one, like, unlike the other ones, which were kind of further away, throws another one, and you're splashed with bright blue, like neon blue paint. You're actually not entirely certain how it's still fresh, but it's probably some kind of special paint. But the little dart thing just kind of like plunks right off of you. No damage.
Some sort of training exercise, perhaps?
Maybe tracking?
Yeah. Well, let's search for documents.
Right. So, the 4 of you have safely made it to these areas, I guess.
I see some weapons down here. I'll check this out.
Okay.
I'll
I'm
stick
gonna
with
go this
Tanakita.
way and see how
Yeah.
it goes.
I'm gonna stick with Tanakita.
Oh,
All right.
the breath's with me.
All 4 of you see racks or at least what look to be rotted racks of weapons. There are steel that's been rusted over. You can see just, I guess, blades that have fallen to pieces that have strange mechanisms attached to them, but they're not particularly usable anymore. If any of you would like to search further, go ahead and roll me something.
Investigation work for you?
Sure.
22.
22.
Because I
Dang.
like to roll that kind of number, apparently.
Okay. Muichiro, you almost trip over something. It's a blade. Some kind of gauntlet. It's definitely been it's rusted through, but you're sure with a lot of effort maybe you could repair it. It has some kind of mechanism attached to it, and it hides the blade immediately. It's sort of like you think it's like if you were to just press a button, the blade would hide itself, but it's rusted. It's definitely damaged.
So to be clear, this is a gauntlet with a blade hidden at the top or near the wrist?
It's hidden near the top.
Okay, I can work with this. Because I can switch that around. Yeah, I'll simply pocket that for the moment. Noting its strategic value in assassination missions, perhaps.
Yeah, I'll give him an investigation over where me and Tanakita are.
Alright. You guys find, well, it's, as far as you guys can tell, what's left of the weapons have been mostly rusted through. But you definitely can see that somebody, or maybe multiple groups of some people, had very hurriedly tried to just like take what they can. You can see like just scattered across the ground. There's just like pieces and pieces of mechanisms, weapons, just all across the ground. They don't look usable though.
Yeah. Okay, do we group back up here? And there's a few other spots we haven't really looked into.
I think so.
Yeah,
Let's
and
just try to keep sneaking past the dummies.
yeah, I think so.
You find anything, Tsubaki?
Do you want me to roll a separate investigation check, or is there anything else to find here?
I mean, you can roll, but there's, as far as you can tell, you haven't seen anything that's any different.
Yeah, I think
As far
I'm
as
not
you can
going to
tell,
roll
it's nothing
higher than
concrete.
you, Turk, so...
Been into the
I'll-
will of the Inazuma. That's very wise of you.
And are we good to just try and continue sneaking past the spooky doll samurais?
I would like you guys to roll for me again
Yeah.
to go through them. But if you would explain to me, or you could explain to me how you think you should go through, and I will tell you if you need a roll.
Tsubaki, noting that Tanakita did not get painted while moving with a group, Tsubaki is just going to wait for one of the groups that's kind of circling around this courtyard to come past, join them, and then kind of leave as the wheel turns towards the exit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna try to dance my way through them.
Got it. All right.
In a form of acrobatics, you may say.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna try and stick as close as I can to the wall, making sure I'm not making contact with anything. And if I have to, just squeeze in between them.
Okay. So Tsubaki, you make it through unscathed. In fact, you actually notice over here is what looks like an observation platform. You imagine it's probably where someone would take notes, probably grade someone for, well, as you might have guessed, training. As for you, Ichizu, I would like you to roll me some stealth. And Tanikita, you're gonna acrobatics your way through?
Yep, I'm gonna dance my way through this.
Alright. Also roll that for me.
Mom's dancing.
Yes, I am the best dancer you've ever seen.
Wow.
There's
Okay,
no one
so
with more grace than me.
who goes first?
I do.
Got
So
it.
graceful
Okay.
and splendid.
Tanikita, you dance your way through the crowds. Definitely like the samurai automaton notice you, and they actually turn to give chase. But nothing hits you. They're shooting what is definitely looks like, I guess there's some kind of paint bombs, I guess. Paint darts? You're not sure. But they're shooting through you, you just whoop, dance your way right through. Ichizu, you think you probably might not have actually gotten through this, but the automata are so busy with chasing down Tanikita, and even you, Muichiro, you stealth your way right through, but Ichizu, you're certain that if Tanikita hadn't just drawn all of their attention, and they at one moment when you pass, they kind of freeze and just stare at you, but you make it through fine.
Sick.
Oh, they'll just moving quietly through the groups, following the examples of those set before me.
All right. Okay. You guys make it through.
All right. Our great leader take point here.
Yes, I will.
Oh, I thought we were talking about me.
I mean, you could take his place now. You
Okay.
you did just show a supreme. What was it? What did I say?
Best dance you've ever seen in your life. Hey, come back.
Yeah. Supreme
where are you
display of
going?
skill.
I'm leading the way.
I can't see anything. It's dark.
Then stay close.
Where are we
I see
going?
books. I see books.
All right. Muichiro, from where you're standing, there's in front of you is some kind of plinth, and it's got a book open. It's weathered, aged, but surprisingly well preserved. You imagine there's probably some kind of seals on it to keep it that way. But before you are empty shelves scattered on the ground. There's a couple of books scattered here and there. One shelf actually still has a couple of scrolls.
Look over this scroll that's on the floor here. Especially since it seems so oddly preserved, or at least someone put effort in preserving it.
So as you look through the scroll, you can immediately tell that it's an index of a kind. It lists these which you can see it's separated by which titles are for I guess apprentices, initiates, masters. You can see an entire list of shelves of books dedicated towards training manuals. But as you look, those shelves are all empty, as if they've been hurriedly gathered away and taken off. There's a couple on medical techniques, just a bunch of them. Those are all also gone. Same with weapons techniques. And as you're looking through this, you can see that it's not an incredibly extensive list. It's small. Perhaps this was a training facility of some sort? And at the very end, the only shelf that has any sort of scrolls left is the history section.
I'll stand up holding the scroll and point over for, I guess, the group behind me. Looks like it's the only area that's left untouched. Let's gather what we can and get out of here.
Got it, boss.
Can't you just press your bracelet against it?
I would like to have it all collected in front of us.
Maybe, sorry, out of character. Can't the whole shelf fit in there?
You could you could try. You could try shoving the whole shelf.
Okay,
If you
got
put
it.
the whole shelf in there, though, you're not gonna be able to fit anything. You're thinking like, well, put the shelf in there. How much
Like
bulk
what-
actually can this thing hold? Can we put in? It's supposed to hold supplies too, so you think a shelf could probably easily fit.
Like, what if we take it all off the shelf, put it somewhere, and then touch it, rather than take the whole shelf?
Just kind of make some big book piles.
Yeah.
We could do that. I would like to sadly touch the spots where the training manuals were. As a hardworking ninja, I would have really liked to have read those.
There's you can see this. There's a few like ripped pieces from scrolls that caught on like little splinters in the wood. But definitely these were the trading manuals were taken in a hurry.
Rude. I want to read them.
It's a shame that so much knowledge was taken from us.
I'm gonna
Truthseekers.
shuffle through this bookcase. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Well, good lord, it did for them to hoard it.
Are you gonna like actually take any one of these books off to read?
Yeah,
Yes.
if I yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the book that you take off, it's small scrolled. Once again, weathered. You imagine whatever seals have been powering these scrolls have deteriorated after, well, a long while. This is one of the older scrolls, but you can still make out the words on it. It says, titled "A Treatise on the Vastness." And as you continue to read, it continues with, not much is known about the entities, which we call the vastness. Our researchers have called it a great hurt, but what is it really? All we know for a fact is that it appears after immense bloodshed. It takes many forms through corruption and negativity. What is the vastness? Where does it come from? Why does it keep coming back? And from there, the rest of the scroll remains unintelligible.
Which one of us picked that up?
You were the one who picked it up, Chizu.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just bring that back to the other two and just open it up and show it to them and just be like, this is about all I could find.
There are more scrolls if you'd like to.
Oh, okay.
Pick them
I
up.
will dig as well.
Yeah.
I'm super smart and know what books mean.
Meh. Another book comes out. It's an account. In fact, Tsubaki, I think you might recognize the handwriting. It's titled "Accounts from a Sailor." And what you can read, Tanikita says, "Out of the mist came something massive. The lookout in the crow's nest thought they sighted land, but it was too soon according to the navigation. The fog of the day was pervasive, but I will never forget what I saw when a curious crewmate threw a flare into the dark mist. A vessel. Could it even be called a vessel? A floating city that was visible for but a moment, before sailing away from us deeper into the darkness.
You said that I recognized the handwriting?
Yeah,
Where from?
that scroll you picked up to open the door.
Ah, okay.
Floating city. I sing that for the group.
Oh.
And then close the scroll.
There's still more scrolls around if you guys want to take them.
We want
Yeah.
to take them all, but not spend so
Yeah, we're
much time
taking-
reading here that we waste
Yeah.
the distraction time, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just shovel them in.
Okay.
Shovel 'em in
bag.
and then store them in the.
All right. You guys hear a bit of a crackle. Yeah. What? Deep mid. Mid. Me.
All right, I think that's our cue to get going.
That's our exit window, people. Let's move. Why don't we sidestep the little horse and pony show and
I agree. No
So you
reason
guys go here. You see the. Well,
Whoop.
it's something. It's like somebody naturally carved these caves just so that the water would smash against each other. And you're seeing like these corridors are flooded. And all four of you know that in this world, the two moons fight with gravity, making the tides incredibly difficult to walk over. On a calm day, it's no issue. But with this kind of disturbance, well, unless you're you're willing to spend quite a bit of chakra, and a lot of concentration to control it, you might have some difficulty getting across.
to.
Is there any reason we couldn't run along the walls?
You take a look, and the walls, you weren't paying much attention before, but they're all coated in some kind of material. And as you press a hand, or I don't know, are you gonna go up and take a look?
I think Tsubaki's first instinct before she even goes to examine closely, she would try to. I remember somebody saying like you can use your spend some chakra to like run along walls or like jump from tree to tree kind of stuff,
Mhm.
and she would just be thinking to do something like that.
Okay. You think about doing this. Are you gonna actually try that?
I mean, yeah.
You bounce right off the walls. Your feet don't even stick.
Okay. Across the water, would there be any like large rocks jutting out or anywhere where I could kind of cram something into? Because I have a grappling hook.
There's a wall.
Yeah. Something tells me the grappling hook's also not going to work.
Surprisingly enough, the grappling hook digs in.
Well, I'm gonna give it a nice, hard tug first to make sure it's secure.
Okay.
And Does anyone else want to try and swing across? Or we could try and tightrope it, or we could jump. Or we could go a different way.
I could also turn myself into a dam. I can get quite large.
What gets us out of having to play along with village folk again?
Okay, here's my idea. You turn large. I'll put the rope from the grappling hook like across the river and shove a kunai through, or like tie the rope to the kunai and shove it into the ground. And we'll use that as like a small safety precaution in case the dam breaks. So like you sit against the rope.
Yeah, I will sneak to. Pardon me, Turk. Meow. I'm going to try to block this area
Okay.
with my body by getting large.
Got it. So you block this area, and you see actually over here what looks like some kind of observation platform.
Can I pull myself? Can I pull me and my big meaty body towards that so I can get a better look at it? Like, well, they're all in there, just kind of like pull my way forward through this body expansion jutsu. I will even expand myself forward like a weird sausage filling the cave.
So, I mean, you can. The river itself is, or at least the area it is pretty freaking deep.
Am I blocking any water?
I mean, not the stuff below you.
Why don't we just have Big Lady carry us?
Also valid.
Big lady.
If you want, you guys can hop on Tiny Kita
I-
and get across if you
Hoist
want.
people.
That is what I would like to do.
Yeah, I will. I'll jump on Tanikita's back and
Can I sit on your shoulders?
Yeah.
offer.
Dibs. I have dibs on shoulders.
All right.
So got biceps and triceps.
Nice.
Got big lats.
All right. Well, Tanikita, as you move, or at least I guess the four of you can move as one. Since Tanikita, you're technically swimming across now.
I've become the barge.
As you move across, does anyone want to roll some kind of insight or whatever?
I would like to investigate this thing,
Sure.
if possible.
I'll roll an insight because why not?
Yeah, I'll roll an insight.
I want to investigate that observation tower.
4.
Nice. Muichiro,
Two.
you are like, okay, this is
My
this is
large
really
childhood
annoying.
friend is distracted.
You have no clue why someone would deliberately carve out a tunnel to make an incredibly difficult place to pass through. Tanikita, you're from a clan that's infamous for building ships and shipbuilding. This
I am
seems
the ship.
almost very familiar. This seems incredibly familiar to you. This kind of facility is almost like something to train for, train shinobi, or at least chakra wielders, how to handle ships, multi-ship combat, how to traverse the water when there is way too much interference for normal movement. And you imagine this kind of training would require an incredible amount of chakra control.
Do I need to use chakra control to get through it?
I mean,
Like, if I were to start
you're gonna
carrying everyone?
you're going to swim. I would like you to roll me some
I'm
sort
not gonna
of
swim. I'm gonna hold the walls and.
Okay,
But
then
yeah, I can also
would like
do athletics or something like that. If you
yeah,
want
some
that.
kind of strength, any kind of strength roll.
We also, since we're like on her, could we help like stabilize it?
Ooh, yeah, give me that help action.
Yes. One of you can assist by adding your strength modifier to Tiny Kita's roll.
Let's go.
Which one of
Not
you is
it.
strong?
I am strong. Hello. I would like to support.
All right.
Yes. Strength modifier. What is it?
My strength modifier at this moment is +3.
Excellent. So that's a 19.
A 19. Okay. So it's a very rocky ride, but you slowly inch your way across the walls. It takes probably a bit longer than you expected to, and the waves are crashing against your body. All four of you are probably completely soaked at this point, but you make it to
Yay, we
wherever
made
you
it.
go.
Don't clip that.
I'm going
shit.
to right here, and then
Flip
I'm
it.
gonna go up this way. Dry myself off for a second. No, not more water. Goodbye.
Where are you going? Stand still for 5 seconds.
I'm so wet, and I have to get back to the stew.
Damn it.
Right here. Not even that far ahead of you.
All right.
I will also release my size now. Now that we've like scraped our way through this tunnel. Big boulder lady.
Looks like we've got like a door right here, right?
You wanna
Serious
try it?
doors.
The stairwell you came in from is over here.
We've
Yeah,
got
but
what we
There's
needed.
a. Yeah, that's true. But yeah,
We chose our trial by the looks of it.
yeah.
Looking down it, you can see what looks to be a massive chasm, and what looks like acrobatic, like poles and things just like jutting out as far as you can see. That
It's a whole
now that
training
you
cavern.
yeah,
Can we try and get a time check on how much we've got left?
you have 5 minutes.
Whoop!
All right, let's
Gotta
get
go.
out.
Move on.
Start running fast. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tsubaki's spear is ready.
Let me out.
Yeah. Before going up the stairs, I'm gonna pull out my illusionary odachi.
Got it. All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
If you're giving me time, I'm slapping poison on that sucker too.
Okay. So I'm guessing the four of you are all going to sprint your way up the stairs.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, why
Alright.
not?
Got it. Okay. So,
We're back.
back in the garrison.
Hey.
As soon as the last of you makes it out of the stairwell and the mechanism slowly grinds itself back closed, you feel your Muichiro, you feel your seal warm up, almost feeling like it's gonna burn you, as a voice comes in, panic, shouting, "Come in! Come in! Have you made it out? Come in!
We have the scrolls. Be
All
ready
right,
to pick up.
you need to get out now!"
Yeah, let's go.
Understood.
There's a Jonin. It looks like a Hyuga? I don't know. It's shit. They have a full platoon of a samurai contingent. You need to get out now.
Got it.
Understood. All right, let's move.
Running. I'm so good at running.
Get to the bridge, cause we know the way out.
I don't know if this works because it doesn't say I have to like sit still. Can I use my chakra sense as I'm moving? I don't know if it'll be
Yes.
enough time before we get out.
You can hear a
Can
crackle.
somebody move me along with everybody else? It's taking forever to load. Oh, no, never mind. There we go.
We're by the bridge. Oh, nope. Yep, there you go.
There you are. Ah!
Keep running,
First-
friends. Should I
Go.
take up the front?
Oh,
I'll just stand to the corner and then let everyone else run into me.
Cha-cha-cha.
And as you stand
Come out
there,
in front and get ready to brace.
um,
The was my indicator.
you see a Hyuga standing in the entrance. You can hear a crackle from your communicator. It's Hyuga Ikari. It's an A-rank Jonin. You need to get out. And just as it crackles off, you can hear a soft trickle. I can see you. Everyone roll initiative, please.
What's my initiative?
What's my age
Okay.
again?
Oh god. Oh no.
Plus 5.
Let me pull out the turn tracker. Oh, I need to kill some things. Bloop, 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 bloop. Can reroll.
18.
Okay. Oh no. Oh, thank you.
Ah,
Roman.
I'm going last.
Hey,
baby.
we rolled in order. So at least you have that, Michelle. You can just look at chat and it's in order.
Yeah.
Well, wait. Is that
What ninja bullshit are you gonna do to switch the turn order?
Well, Ikari is gonna take a stance and just give a smirk before rushing to person in front is
Oh, hold on a second. No, Kani.
Tanikita.
Kani, no!
I moved in front of you. I can brace for this. You can't.
And is going to make an attack on you. Does an 18 hit you?
Not the
Just
maximum
does, meets it.
entry.
Okay, I need you to take I need to roll that damage. That's a 1d6 plus
Does there happen to be a saving throw with this?
nope.
God damn.
It's maximum entry.
Yep. 5d.
That is a very high.
Take 35 points of chakra damage.
How much?
You lose 35 chakra.
35 chakra?
Don't
Fuck
worry,
my
I got you
balls.
covered.
I thought that was HP for a second, and I was panicking.
Oh, I would be fine if that was HP. It's not fine when it's chakra.
Listen, I'll give you a chakra pill if you need it.
There's chakra
Okay,
pills?
fucking-
Yeah, I've got 2 chakra pills.
Are there hand seals involved in this?
hand seals.
Maximum entry has no hand seals. It's a taijutsu move.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah.
Body.
Next,
so
they're
bad.
going to attack you again with pressure point barrage. Does a 20 hit?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. We're gonna roll this. We're gonna. Sorry.
Just a quick question. What happens when I'm out of chakra?
You take double HP damage.
Okay, cool. That's a vibe.
I can heal your chakra too. Don't worry.
It's okay. You only take.
I'm a
you
little
take...
health and chakra battery.
All right. I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I have brace as my reaction. So, no thank you. You brace for impact from an effect you know you can avoid when making a con save or dexterity or constitution or strength saving throw. Roll 1d6 and add the result. Can I roll that after or no? Or have to tell it beforehand.
So, okay. So you know you're gonna get hit, so you don't have to. Sorry, can you be
I
like
have to make a roll.
You
But
make a
I
roll
roll
and
an
add it
additional
to your
1d6.
you
Go
add
for
it to your save, yeah.
You also have a +2 from chat.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
So go ahead and make that con save.
So that's a
19.
19, and then that's without doing brace. I could also do brace and make it more.
Okay. Then.
Does it?
Yeah, you're
Would
fine.
I know if I saved? Okay.
You're fine.
It's
You
a lot
can
of chakra for me
feel.
to use right now.
Yeah, you can feel like fingers poking at your pressure points. They're stealing your chakra. Like they're plugging up your tenketsu, but you at least the pressure points. You're pretty hardy, so you can bounce back pretty quick. All right. The Hyuga makes makes a stance. It's in front of you. It's like none of you are getting past me.
Fuck you say about me, you little shit.
That a promise?
All right. Whoever is next, I believe it is. Believe first it is Ichizu.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, Aurame attacks first.
I'm going to cut my hands around my mouth, and I'm just gonna start screaming. I'm gonna poke my head around the corner, and I'm gonna throw the scream at him using soundless blinding. What is it called? Soundless blinding echo.
Okay. All right. What does that do?
I'm gonna need a wisdom save.
All right. Is that a genjutsu?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna make this wisdom save with advantage then.
Sick.
Oh,
It's a 12
Uh,
though.
No. No. Let's see. And they're now blind. And
Blind with a
every
byakugan.
yeah. But every turn, saving throw. I don't know if
Got
they're
it.
immune to being blind, but
All right. The Ikari reels back, and they shout back, "Need some backup!
well,
We've got a rat! We've got some mice!"
I thought you could handle this on your own.
pussy.
They kind of blink a little bit. They're like, They say Hyuga depend too much on their Byakugan. I don't need it.
Good luck.
So you
All right,
so you have weak blood. Let me show you the strength of one who rebels in it.
Oh,
Oh, you have anything else?
also, let's see. They can't use any jutsu until the end of their next turn
Okay,
because of my chakra disruption.
got it.
Goodness, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Hand to Nikita's back, just because probably got hit into it a little bit. I'm going to do the really most boring part of the fight, in which I will use 5 chakra to take the first heavenly breath and begin just a heavy inhale to boost my strength and constitution by 2 and movement speed by 10. And then bonus action, I'm going to spend 2 combo points to activate my elemental combat. So basically in one move, helping stop and brace for the impact behind Nikita. There's just going to be kind of like a burst of electricity and force as Muichiro takes kind of like a stance of fist braced behind an open palm, with the electricity now surging around him as if a cloak. So that is an action and a bonus action. So I'm gonna hold ground right here because I don't want to get fucking decked. But next turn, I got you.
Wait, did you just use Lightning King's mantle? Is that what you did?
I have natural enhanced combat. And then elemental cloak with
okay.
I'm an Nintai. So That is 5 chakra and 2 combo points. So. But yeah, I'm good.
All right, honey,
All
keep it, I
powered up.
guess. It's your turn.
Just real quick, boss, and she's just gonna gently shove the hand back. As she fuels up with some calories and turns into a spiked human boulder and just starts rolling down this tunnel. I'm about to make a mess. I want to roll through this person. I need
Okay.
them to make a dexterity saving throw. Team does not pass. So I have to do this. Roll 3d6. I have to do another 3d6.
Are you making a taijutsu attack?
No. Oh, I am making a haijutsu.
A hijutsu.
Hijutsu.
A hijutsu is that?
Taijutsu, yes. And technically, you roll at disadvantage against this because
Got it.
creatures making saving throws against the Akamichi clan jutsu against this Akamichi clan jutsu roll at disadvantage.
Got it.
Take a lot of my calories.
They're also blind. I don't know if that affects it.
That's true. Let me double check some things. Yeah, that does not affect this one. Are you rolling damage right now?
Yes.
Okay. They're gonna use intersection counter as a reaction.
What is that?
So, when they get hit by a taijutsu attack, and it's when they get hit, they make an attack, and on a hit, they reduce the damage that they take by their unarmed damage plus 2d6. So they're gonna roll 1d8, 1d20 plus 8. Whew, they failed that one epically though.
Hell yeah. Okay. I just want to like roll through them essentially.
Okay.
Like, I don't care if it pushes them into the wall or whatever for me to get past. Just so that way my friends have a better clearance.
Okay.
Because I can roll 30 feet with this.
Nice. Okay, so Ikari kind of like just they get pushed back a little bit. They kind of dust themselves off. Doesn't seem to really bother them that much. Actually doesn't seem to have bothered them at all.
It
but
was 9 points of piercing and 10 points of bludgeoning.
yeah, they still look pretty darn healthy.
Fuck that.
Yeah. They're just kind of like they laugh a little bit. Run, little mouse. Run.
Little? And I took that
Mouse?
personally.
Okay, is that is that it?
I kind of want to like post up behind this corner here. Let me just double check things. Sorry, there's so many bonus action things and I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Crap. I probably would have needed to call it sooner. Nope, I'll call it good for now. Just trying to tuck myself behind this corner a little bit. So that way, if anything comes down the tunnel via my friends as well, I don't get hit by it. But I'm good.
Does this character have 2 actions? Didn't they go at the top of the round? They're also
Maybe.
listed as next in the order.
They ambushed you, so
Oh, okay, got it.
they can see you just fine. Gotta love Byakugans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mainly just trying to stay out of the way of damage. flying down the hallway. Like if a lightning bolt, for instance, flies down the hallway. I just don't want to get hit by it.
Excuse me, that feels like you're gonna blame me for something, which feels weird.
I mean, probably happened before.
No comment.
All right. Is that it for you, Tanikita?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Sorry. Cool. Then Ikari is looking a little annoyed. Once again, they're dusting themselves off, smack themselves on the face a little bit, blink, and they're gonna make another roll.
Real quick, with my mind shatter, you have to subtract a 1d6 from that.
Okay.
Fuck.
Ah,
I literally needed a 2. No, I needed a 4. My bad. Right on.
Yeah. I like Genjutsu. How cute. And they're going to rush and they're gonna rush up towards you, Muichiro,
you
and
just enter my range.
yeah, and just start punching.
Go for it.
All right.
Goal is 17.
D20 plus 8 is a 20. Does a 20 hit you?
A 20 will hit.
Okay. So that's going to be. I have to calculate this. Take 10 points of chakra damage.
Rude.
And then they're going to swing at you again. Does a 23 hit you?
Yeah, but I wish they would roll lower.
You don't have to worry about that soon.
I won't have the chakra, so
Take another 7 points of chakra damage.
okay.
Okay, yikes.
Alright. Ikari cannot use jutsu for this round, yes?
Correct.
Alright.
No, she passed, so she can.
Ah, that's a different
Yeah.
A different beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to they hit you, so they're gonna activate snake constricting grip. So,
I don't like that one.
Muichiro,
very
please
much.
make a strength saving throw.
Okay, I am boosted by this, so that's hopefully gonna help a little bit. So it's a saving throw, so it's gonna be plus 8. 17.
17. Unfortunately, a
Plus
7
2. 19.
plus no 19. This Hyuga reaches out, tries to get you into a grip, right? And they almost have you in the hold, and then you just barely manage to slip away. That's Tsubaki, your move.
Goodness, haven't
Okay,
let you go talk to me anything about buying a drink first.
You're not that
So,
cute, kid.
Can I didn't use this ability during the last turn, but I'd like to retcon something because I didn't realize it took 2 actions to do. If I knew we were getting into a fight, and I expected resistance getting out of here, I would have activated Kurugan, which gives me like a bevy of abilities that I can use for the next minute. Is that cool?
How long it took you to get from here?
I probably would have done it like
yeah, I
on the
think
stairs coming up.
Yeah, so I think I'd say that you're probably nearing the end of that minute, but you have that.
Okay, cool. So the first thing I do is, since I have Kurugan activated, I imagine like when Tsubaki activates this, in all of her art, she has purple eyes. And when she does this, they like almost look like they flip to like a white. So it's like white iris and white around. And she starts looking into the future. And so she is going to activate as a standard action. I peer fully into the future, 6 seconds ahead. I can call out the events to my allies just before they happen. Me and a number of allies equal to my wisdom modifier, so 4, get advantage on saving throws, and enemies get disadvantage on attacks. So Tsubaki just starts shouting out what's going to happen in the next 6 seconds.
Got it.
Then she's going to lay a hex on our opponent, and then she's just going to walk past him. Her. Him? Her?
You're not sure.
They?
Probably they. I mean,
This.
nope,
this
nobody cares.
person. Yeah, Tsubaki's gonna walk past this person with the, like this person does not matter.
Eh. All right.
Do they make any attacks against me?
Ikari is going to actually activate vacuum wall.
As a reaction?
Not as a reaction. Actually, you know what? They're you know what they're going to do is they're just going to give you a look. But you have the standard Reaper, right? They actually look kind of respectful for you. Just a little bit. They're like, you're weird, but we respect your customs. And they let you pass.
Without anything? Oh, I was hoping to get attacked.
No. But like, you can see 6 seconds in the future, right?
Yeah.
They got a bit of a smirk on their face. And, in 6 seconds, some samurai are gonna burst in.
Okay.
Like a whole contingent.
That's fine.
So in one turn, you have 1 turn for your team to get out before they all get attacked.
Don't bother with them. Keep moving.
There goes my turn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna heed the advice, and I'm going to. The stitches on my face are going to start to open up as lightning bugs start flying out, and they coat his body, and he bursts just straight ahead using his lightning speed. And I go. All right, let's see if I can actually. Let's see. All right, cool. I'm gonna go over here.
Okay. And you're gonna burst right past you. Are you lightning?
Yeah, yeah, technically.
Okay. It's gonna say something, but they kind of are like, with the Hyuga, like, they definitely still have their eyes on you. They can still definitely see you. But they're still very much glaring intensely at Muichiro. They kind of
that
give a
was
little
still
chuckle.
my bonus action.
Mhm.
I'm gonna double up on it again. I'm gonna scream at her. So that's a wisdom save.
Okay, wisdom save. One's also still made with advantage. Oh.
Nope.
But they failed it.
So blinded again.
Yep. Okay. Fucking Genjutsu specialists.
That's all I've got.
Alright. Michiro.
All right, taking off my concentration requirement for the first heavenly breath. This general order seems to be the move, so I'm gonna lock eyes with the Hyuga. Your clan will learn its place in time, and then feel free to retort as you like. But I'm going to step of the wind with another combo point, and my movement speed with my elemental cloak is quadrupled. So that's approximately 240 feet.
Mhm.
I just kind of like move like a bolt of lightning to the ceiling and just start gunning through this whole cavern. I mean, stopping only momentarily to like extend my arm to anyone else like in this group
Mhm.
to get a ride. Let's move. Grab
Got
on.
it.
All right. So as you do, and you move 240 feet, right, with as many people as you can
Yeah.
basically barrel over. At this point, well, you pass what seems to be a full, like, you can see at least 20 samurai, but you've just newed right past them. Because they were about to like come in and just, well, odds were at least one of you was gonna die if you had to fight that one out. But you can hear on the wind a little bit of chuckle. So it's that Hyuga.
As we zoomed away from her, I want to just give her one of these.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
It's
important.
the static image I leave her is what
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
But you can hear on the wind as almost if she tossed, or he tossed their voice out to you. I can still see you, little Inazuma.
Yeah, but can you catch him?
Your little cousin moves faster.
Damn, bro, you're just gonna take that?
she'll die
We're
later.
leaving.
Like the rest. Like the weakling she harbors. And I'm gonna keep moving everyone along.
Alright. So. You think probably they could have pursued you, but oddly enough, they didn't. They definitely could, but you make it out. Just fine, actually. Crackle comes in. I don't know why they let you go. That was strange. It was very, very strange. But meet up with me. About 2 clicks to the south.
Understood. We'll move there. We've got
Can
our.
we get
you
like a
guys are-
vibe check before we leave, though, as to like why they might have let us go?
Because I'm as cute as I think I am.
As a person with the lowest wisdom, I would like to vibe check the air.
You can vibe check.
Hell yeah.
I think I would also be wondering the same thing.
14! That's actually a pretty superb roll for me.
Hey. Okay.
27.
Tanikita, you have no clue. You're kind of just like, okay, this is weird.
Fucking
Why-
weird.
Tsubaki, you have 2 minds about it. The garrison that you raided is, well, it's a small garrison. It's not even on the front lines, right? If anything, if any supplies were taken here, it wouldn't really impact the war effort at all. In fact, you get the feeling that this Hyuga is kind of laughing at you for raiding a garrison that didn't really have anything.
They'll regret that once they find out their soup's gone.
I hope they
Soup
drink
for
that fucking
you.
poison tea, fuckers.
like-
I
Yeah,
think that was the plan anyway.
like there's no there's no supplies, there's no intel, right? Like it's basically a pit stop for the supply chain. That's it. You didn't even blow up the garrison, or destroy it. So it's like they're kind of just sitting there going like, don't know what you guys are doing here. And you think another thing is, well, they hit Muichiro a lot. There might be some. If the Hyuga has any sort of ability with Fuinjutsu, they might have put something on him.
Okay, so before we go to our rendezvous, how would I go about clearing something like that?
Well, I mean, I guess. Well, I would let you do, say, investigation or chakra control
Yeah,
or any.
Could I
I've
myself
got
make a
that
chakra
good
control?
chakra control.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Doesn't work for you? Maybe I'll try.
Inazuma, you've been tagged.
Yeah, you know you don't feel anything, Muichiro.
Could I
Besides
also
the
try?
ache in your muscles from where you got like hit in the Tenketsu, and in fact you're still like you as you circulate your chakra, it feels incredibly sluggish, but you don't notice any anomaly besides the closed Tenketsu preventing you from circulating chakra as normal.
Damn peasant house. Daren't lay
Could I
hands on
try
me.
that version as well? just in
Sure.
case? A
20. For you, well, actually, as you circulate, you can feel yourself clearing up some of the damage, just a little bit. But you don't really, at least chakra-wise, you don't really feel anything strange on Turk besides the seal on his wrist.
Is that who it felt like the thing was on, though?
No.
Between the two of us, we're the only ones who got clipped.
Yeah. If you guys want to roll some kind of investigation or something, that might...
Yeah, I would like to on myself.
Did Tyler get
Ow.
clipped?
No, but when I sped past her, I don't know if... Well, no, I probably don't need to because I literally just teleported past her. Because lightning speed's a teleport.
We could check everyone else, though.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and...
Ticks.
Is chakra the best way to check for this, or
You could...
medicine, or
I would take chakra control. I would also take investigation. I would also take maybe sleight of hand.
okay? Yeah,
I'd even
then
take ninja,
I'll-
maybe.
Eh,
Well,
I
not
don't.
really ninja.
I don't know shit about that.
What in the heck is that?
21 on myself.
On you.
Well, I'm checking them out, and myself, and I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
I would be if I thought that there was even a chance that somebody had been like tracked. I would be extremely thorough.
Okay.
Tsubaki
Okay.
is like, she is methodical. She's got like a doctor's methodology of this, like head to toe, very like.
Like almost
No, I-
surgical.
Yeah. I believe there is something off here, and I'm going to find it.
Got it. With a 21, you find so not Tanikita's clear. At the most, you kind of you fix up her scrapes, heal a little bit of the damage done to her taiketsu, but there's nothing. Interestingly enough, well, 3 of you have something. Ichizu has. It's a small, tiny little bug, and by bug I don't mean like the living one. I mean
Yeah.
like a mechanical bug. Just, it's almost blended in. You're not sure when they had the time to even do this, but it's there. as for Muichiro, you can see, and I think you had to like actually like take off his shirt to do this, but but like on his back, in like kind of like an awkward placement, like in an area that's like, you know, hard, like definitely like you couldn't reach, like he himself wouldn't be able to reach, right? But it's like it's in an awkward place. But there's a small, tiny little seal on him. And as for yourself, well,
At all the
you
paint.
have, yeah, that's it. You thought they let you go past with no issue, but they also slipped a bug into your clothes. It was pretty well hidden, but it's there.
Yeah, it's strange because it's on my radio link, right?
Yeah.
So that makes me think it wasn't the Hyuga that bugged it.
I do not like being listened in on.
I'm gonna take the bug and just zap it with lightning chakra.
Okay. It fizzes, cracks, and then static.
I'm gonna place mine on a rock nearby. If you would like to be bugged, you're more than welcome.
I have a seal on me, don't I?
Yeah, you got a seal on you. I think it probably got placed when they tried to put you in a constriction hold.
Mm-hmm.
How do I remove something like that? Or is there anything we could do? I could slice off just like a little bit of his back if need be.
Good.
Slap it.
Do it. No.
Okay.
Simple contusion will not be enough. Remove the skin.
Oh.
And he just will like get down and into a kneeling position and brace.
Oh.
If that's actually effective, which
I've got a
that's
kunai,
your
we could
call.
pry it off.
If you do that, I'd like you to use chakra scalpels, and
Yeah.
and roll me some chakra control.
Would that be chakra control or would that be medicine?
You could either or. It'll depend that whichever one you want to roll, and I'll tell you how the difference.
Okay. Can you tell me the difference beforehand?
Yeah. So if you use chakra control, so the Fuinjutsu seal isn't like a paper seal. It's stuck on with chakra, right? Like this is a seal made with a person's chakra, not like painted on with ink. So if you use chakra control, and you could figure out how you could probably like scrape it off with a little bit of chakra and you'd basically have to remove the chakra from his system, right? It's like basically bound to that part of the skin. If you were to use medicine, you'd have to like dig just deep enough to get around it without like having the chakra go any further. But
yeah, I think
you could do it. You think with your medical skills you could probably do it.
Yeah, I think so. What we see, and probably Inazuma, what you feel is the medicinal approach. I trust myself to be able to cut off your skin like I'm removing a contusion without injuring you. So her hands flash in this like silvery black energy, and she just like slowly moves the tips of her fingers underneath this seal, and it's such precise cutting that at first you don't feel it until she actually goes to remove the skin. And that's
Does not flinch.
Damn.
that's a 20.
20 is really good.
No flinch.
Yeah, you pull it off without a hitch. Like as soon as the skin seal comes off, the seal kind of flickers a little bit and then fades. With no chakra network to attach itself to feed off of.
And then I'm gonna heal the damage with just what is it called? Healing hands?
Sure.
Doctor stuff.
Cool. You don't need to roll for that. You hear a crackle. Is there a problem?
No, there's not. As you're like applying the healing hands, we'll be
All right, then.
we'll be at the
Come.
contact point
I'd like to see
shortly.
what you found.
Hold your horses. We'll be there when we be there.
Yes. But you should get here soon, and you should get far, far away from that place.
We're dealing with a few bugs and trackers, Doctor. Suggest you let my team do their work.
Yeah, do you hear the click as the...
Didn't know these things had a click feature. Anyway, good work. Let's get a move on.
I'm suspicious about the wristband, I'll be honest, or the watch thing.
We'll destroy it as soon as we're in contact with the doctor in person.
Just, I want it handed over. I don't know if I destroy it either.
I'll leave it then.
Yeah.
Will the doctor dispel whatever he has on it?
I mean, if you aren't gonna do anything, then the doctor's gonna take whatever they can out of the seal, and yeah, probably destroy it afterwards.
Let's meet up at the rendezvous point and see how they handle it.
I say we hide the watch wristband thing. Come back for it.
I mean,
Scope it
it's
out before.
on your skin. It's not actually
Yeah.
like it's a seal that's on
Oh.
your skin. They can just
my
like
bad. Yeah.
it's a chakra seal.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
get to the doctor.
Yeah.
Unless you want to chop off your more skin. So
I am prepared if that is a necessity, but I will not rush to it.
all right.
Circumstance flits down from the trees and is sitting on my shoulder as we make our way towards the doctor.
He caws at you.
As
Yes.
we're making our way, I do want to use my my chakra sense.
Sure.
Just to make sure we're not being followed.
Okay. Behind you, in the actual in the garrison, you can see you can kind of feel them move into the garrison. They move slowly, almost as though they're checking for traps. But otherwise, beyond like the walk of what's probably a patrol, just outside the garrison, nobody's moving towards you.
Okay. Relay that information back to the group. As far as I know, there's no one following.
You can probably imagine that you guys are all Chunin, and they have a Jonin and a full samurai contingent. They probably don't consider you guys a threat. You're a single four-man group, and they are a platoon.
Yeah.
Alright. So I'm guessing you guys have made it to the rendezvous point then? Unless there's something else you'd like to do.
Unless
that I can
someone
think
else
of.
needs me to take off my clothes, I think we're good.
Okay. It's about 2 clicks away. You're greeted by the very frazzled looking Uzumaki Hanabi, and they've got well, their hair was already frizzy, but like now it's like sticking out, like there's like lightning, like there's like little bits of like sparks of lightning flying through, and the acrid smell of what's definitely like gunpowder of some kind, fireworks. It's the smell of like burning. It's just and ashes just like all over their face. They're like, yes, I see you've returned. Where are my books? Also, did you get any supplies? I've been told that supplies are important, but books. Where are the books?
I'll tap the watch to release the books.
I see. Yes. And you'll see you'll see Hanabi just like dig through the books, end up tossing one over towards you, but and then they take a second, look up, no supplies. Well, I suppose 2 hours.
Took this, and I hold up the stew, and these, and I hold up the 4 kunai.
Well, I suppose 2 hours is a little short for a team. Well, anywho, and they slap you on the wrist, Muichiro, and with a discharge of chakra, the seal disappears.
That's a mess. All right. Let's get a move on. We've already been plugged once.
As they do, they pull out what looks to be a blueprint? They unfurl it with great excitement. It's like, yes, this is just what we need for the war effort.
What
Now you can
exactly is it?
They toss you a treatise. It's a historical treatise. 7 clans met in the midst of endless conflict to escape carnage. An endless fight against the Biju. The mysterious warped creatures of destruction was taking a toll. Collaboration across villages in secret to build a vessel to leave this continent. Perhaps to find the legendary Lost Isle of Est, or maybe to find a new land to live. They built in secret a massive vessel. A ship capable of housing an entire village and more. A vessel set sail with a full crew to unknown waters. And as you read through that treatise, you can see on this blueprint, it's this at-scale blueprint, ancient. But it's a ship. Exactly as the historical treatise mentioned. A city-sized, armored, incredible ship. Across the top, it's titled The Liberation. And I think we can end our session here. Alright. I'd like to thank all y'all for joining us. Please, all of you guys, please,
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh jeez. Okay.
socials. Oh my god, did my internet die?
You
Yeah, a little
super
bit.
died. Okay.
Okay.
But I
And
think
we all yelled, "Oh no!"
I think we have we got the message though. Oh wait, I am the GM now.
Overlay order, please.
Overlay order. But if we remember from last time, everybody, I am Turk or Turk Accented on Twitch and Twitter. I was playing Muichiro Inazuma, your lightning angsty boy tonight. If you want to see more of what I do, thank you, Hank. Well, you can find me next Tuesday over on TPK for Oathsworn or Odyssey of the Dragon Lords campaign there. It's been super fun. And then, of course, Dark Echoes next Saturday on the 20th. Curse of Strahd over in TPK. Hubris of Man on the 24th with Vermin. It'll be a lot of banter and bullets and good hostage negotiation times. And a lot of really fun stuff in the future, including a Lancer short campaign that we'll be running. Gosh, just entirely not soon enough. So keep those mechs locked and loaded ready for combat because we're about to get into the mud and blood. Thank you all for joining us tonight, and thank you so much for everyone being around, for tolerating me being just the worst. And I hope to play with all you again very soon. I'm gonna throw it over to Tyler.
Man, I literally have no idea what to ever say here. I don't use Twitter. I had a fantastic time. It's always great. It's a blast You can follow me on Twitter if you want at commieprick, but I'm inactive on socials, so
It's okay. We have two people who
you
you
anyway.
cannot perceive on these social media.
Cannot perceive them. Alright, well, I guess that means it's me. Hey everyone, Corn Dog McGraw. You can see me a week from now over on TPK Roleplay, where I play in Queen's Gambit. Sunday, not this Sunday, but the Sunday after, let's do calendar math. The 21st of November is the finale of Blood and Grit, our Weird West campaign. And it is the series premiere of the Lord of the Rings campaign. And I'm very excited. It's a short series, but I'm very excited about it. You can also hang out with me in Neon Lights Roleplay Discord, as well as TPK Roleplay Discord. Otherwise, I'm on Twitter at CorndogMcGraw. I yell at politicians and complain about life.
same.
And also do fitness stuff.
He's 6 feet
All
tall
right.
and super
Vermin.
strong. We always get along.
All right, y'all. Hi, everybody. I am Legendary Vermin, and you can find me as Legendary Vermin on all the places on the internet that matter. That is, of course, Itch, Twitch, and Twitter. If you want to know what I'm doing coming up, the best place to find that out is on legendaryvermin.com/live. I know this Saturday, early in the morning over here on the West Coast, I'm going to be playing Orbital Blues, which is a Cowboy Bebop style game. Doing that on TPK with the Top Shelf. Then that Monday, we're going to be playing Madness Calls It Forth, which is a City of Mist actual play. It's incredible. It's an ARG and a TTRPG all wrapped into one. The next Saturday, I'm going to be playing in the final episode of this season of Top Shelf, where we'll be playing DungeonDelvers.tv. And then next Tuesday, I will be playing in a D&D one-shot called Heat of Lost, Breeze of Hope. If you like me in skeleton makeup, I'm doing more skeleton makeup for that show. And then the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, I am in that Hubris of Man game. And hopefully I will have some sort of fun prosthetic jaw by that time. So get excited for me in increasingly ridiculous costume.
Wow. Holy crap. Everyone has so many cool things. Alright. I guess it's me. I'm Michelle. I was your GM for today. Don't find me on social media.
I will.
Don't. I don't social media. Sorry. But if you're looking for more of me, I'll be here on Saturday for Seven Sons as a player. So I'll be playing Midstone Coatl, or Coatl Folk, not Wizard Folk. Coatl Folk, Wizard. As for us, I'd like to once again thank all of my lovely players for being super awesome at like RP and just being awesome in general. And I'd like to thank you guys for being here and watching us. For now, I guess we're gonna look for a raid. Does anybody have a raid target for us?
Saint? Demon for Saint?
Saint works. If we can throw a raid, I guess we're gonna throw a raid over to Saint.
Raid.
All right, give him our love, and thanks everyone for being here, and goodbye.
Thank you.
I think
Awesome.
we're over.